Okay, so we're going to do some Chi Sao, but a lot of times we get a lot of questions where people think Alan's overwhelming his students or his students not trying too hard. But actually, in fact, they're trying really hard, and I'm also giving them a chance to do their technique. I'm giving them pressure, so they're under pressure, but only enough pressure that they can cope with. Also, when we train, we train explosively to hit explosively and give each other pressure, but we're not hurting each other. So it looks like it's explosive sometimes, or it looks like it's aggressive, but it's not. No one's getting hurt. If you train where you just roll and you just do things like you chop and you hold your hand still, or you punch and hold your hand still, you're not training your own Fa Jing. When I hit, I want to hit and explode. I want to be fast and powerful, but I don't want to hurt my opponent. But I want them to feel a little bit of pressure where the hit would be, so they know that they were hit. And I want to feel that my body is controlling my power and generating power. If I'm just doing this, in a fight, someone grabs you, you do this, that's not going to do anything. You have to be used to breaking things and hurting people, right? You got to have that in your Chi Sao. But you obviously don't want to hurt your opponent, so we don't. I see people who hit sort of slow and uncontrolled, and they punch each other in the face. Why would you do that? It's training. You just want to palm and control, hit and control. You don't have to hurt each other's face, but you have to explode your body, right? So they do one extreme to the other. They go too soft in terms of there's no power generation of the body, but then they hit the soft tissue and damage people's teeth or their nose, right? It's silly. So for me, it's the other way around. We want to be explosive and want to control, but we don't want to hurt each other. So it's a control pressure. So what we do is we do Chi Sao. I'll talk while I'm doing it just to show that there's more going on than people realise. Right? Sometimes I'm pausing to let them have time to react, and sometimes I'm overwhelming them just for a split second to make them catch up and realise that they lost something. So there's a lot of elements that you feel in the hands that you can't always see. Some people can see it, but most people don't see it. So we'll have a roll, and I'll talk while we're doing it. Okay, so Lockie's got good structure, so I'm affecting him by trying to push into his hips or try and open his bridge, and there's my attack, right? So once I open the bridge and extend his bridge, and that bicep now is under pressure. So when he pulls back, then I can de-link and strike. Okay. Yeah, so then there he realised that I was not holding my position, so then he could strike. So now we're sticking with our hips. So now I can control his bridge, control his hip. If I control the hip, it stops him from turning to his. So once I hit, I often just wait. So there I hit and I wait to see what he does. I could punch, but sometimes I'll just wait, let him move, and when he moves, I want to see whether he moves in a good position to control me or if he overextends, and then I can go again, right? So I'm training my skill of knowing when the gate's open, and I'm making him think about his skill. So he thinks about, did he overreact, or did he do a good move? Did he come back into defense before he attacked, or was there an attack that he could take advantage of at this point? If he charges forward, he's going to walk into attack. Or the armbar's there, right? Or the body punch is there. If he pulls his arm back too far, it can open up to the inside, and then he gets opened up again, right? So he has to calibrate under that pressure where to pull back to and control position, so he's not open, his gate's closed, and then I need to change position, right? So there, I got the palm. He pushed down, I linked my body, so I'm strong. If he pushed down, I'm not linked, he'll push down and punch me. Right? But when he pushes me, I link my body, and my body weight is projecting through him, so he's pushing into himself, so it's very strong. And as he pushes me, then I will de-link and take his hips, right? And then I can push back again and go back into striking. So there's a lot of linking, de-linking skills hidden in the movement. So again, I just slightly hold his wrist a little bit, see where he's pulling to. If he pulls back fast, I can let it go and strike. If he pulls back slow, I can still grip and sink and control him. Another question we get is that we don't use a lot of footwork. Well, to start with, we don't, because the idea is to prove your stance, to prove your balance, to prove your hip control. That's the first level. And he's got a good level, so it's hard for me to take control of his hips that easily. Right? Next, what will happen is sometimes someone pushes towards you, you take their balance, you can offset them, then you can step into them, or if you strike him, you can step into him and control him. But most of the time that's slower, so it's much easier if I strike him and pull him into the position I want. Now he might make him step, so he's in movement, and that gives me the strike, whereas he's having to step. Right? So I'd rather make my opponent move backwards, make my opponent move forward. I'd rather twist my opponent and make them do the work to step. And if I need to, if they're stronger than me, if I pulled him, he's stronger than me, if I had his balance, but he's strong to sink away, then I might step to offset him. But I have to make him load the weight too much. So he pulls too much, then I can release him, then I can step in. So there is time to step, but mostly because we both have the same sort of skills we're trying to achieve, we negate each other's stepping. So that for us, the most important thing is prove that your balance, that your hips are controlling your arms, right? Making sure the leg bones are working. Right? So if you can do that, then that's the first stage. That your Shin Tao level is good, and your robustness to stop them controlling you with the second form is good. See there, I pulled him in, and now I've got him into the position I want. So here I can strike him, and I can choke him, hit him from here, right? So he needs to try to get back. So he needs to turn his hips out or control. Yeah, he can throw me from here, you throw me, I put my hips in, sink my weight. Okay? So that's what you're doing. He's trying to get his hands back in the fight. So when you're in trouble and you can't get out, you've got to fight back into defense. You've got to know when you've lost the position and you can't recover it. Right? So now I'm probing the inside gate to make sure I get him crossing. And when he crosses, then that gives me the bridge, and I can control the lats out. And then, because I'm making it cross, now the inside becomes vulnerable because he's thinking about the inside too much. And then the lats out opens up again. Right? So once you attack the inside, and you get it a few times, the person overextends, then it gives you the lats out. Once you get the lats out, the person tries to block the lats out, the inside opens up. Once I start thinking about the upside, the upper gate on the inside, or the outer gate on the upper gate on the outside, then the lower gate opens up. Right? So you're always trying to probe different quadrants, different gates, to make sure that they get overwhelmed with what's coming at them. Right? And then I often would do a fast strike, and then I'll wait for them to defend, and then I'll give them the second strike. So I give them the opportunity, they've already been hit, it's finished really, because I would have gone boom, 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 right? So I give them the first one, then he puts his hand up. Now his job is to try to not get caught with the second one, right? So often people with their hand up, they think that's enough. As the hand comes up, then they get the second one. He needs to get his hand up, and then Tan Sao, or Lap Sao me back, to open me up, right? That's hard to do, right? And if he does it too fast, sometimes I can delink it and strike again. Or if he does it too hard, sometimes I will come in inside and come in, right? And then open up again. So there's a lot of elements that are happening whilst we're doing Chi Sao, whilst we're rolling. I'm not always just overwhelming people. I'm trying to make him think, and also I'm trying to make myself be aware of balance. So when I get the balance, and I feel him falling, I want to see how far he's going to go. If he pulls it back now I need to go back against him. He pushes towards me, I need to delink and pull him in. He tries to pull me back again, I sink. Now he goes back again. I extend again, now I sink again, now I extend again. So there's a lot of movements that are happening that you don't really see. They're very hidden to the eye, unless you feel it and can understand the body. So now you might see sinking inside gate, waiting, he tries to defend, go. Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? So the pausing is allowing him time to think, what should he have done, where should he go? And at the time, he might not remember at the time, but later when he thinks back, he go, oh, I've got to call that laps out. What should I do? You know, he got me again. What should I do? Oh, he got me again. What should I do? Where should I go? Where should I go? Right, so that starts to make you think. And then when we drill it slowly, we drill it slowly later. He'll do his Tan Sao, and then did he get the movement right? He went maybe a bit too far. So you go too far, that leads me to get out. You go just enough and then you strike back straight away. Elbow down, yeah, palm strike. That controls me, see? Right? So then I need to make sure I twist in and get back. Right? So, there's different layers to what's happening. Whilst we're rolling, you just turn too low and break the arm. So you'll punch or strike. I'm waiting, right? So here, boom. We're waiting, seeing what's going to happen. So in fact, there's a lot of stopping and starting going on where I'm giving time to think, and I'm even seeing if I can see what's going to happen, right? By putting myself in a situation to see what happens, just the ebb and flow. But you don't really see that. If I'm just going to go at it at my own speed when we roll, as soon as I get to an ink, then it's finished, right? As soon as I find a way in, there's nothing left, right? As soon as I get one punch, you defend. As soon as I get one punch in, and I strike, what's he going to do? Hand comes up, boom, boom, boom. But he's not going to learn anything like that, right? We sometimes do a few flurries in the roll because it's good for my training. It's good for his training, right? To feel some pressure and for me to practice my flurry. But you can practice on the bag or the dummy. You do it with each other a little bit to get some reaction because when his arm moves, I have to pick that up. You need that. So now sometimes you do it as a drill, or you do drills, right? But people just keep doing drills. That's what they do. We have to do it under pressure. When it's live. It's live. He's reacting, and I have to be able to do the same movement when it's live. And pick up whatever reaction he does, right? I have to be able to do it with him doing what he wants, right? But then we slow down a little bit. I'll do the first one, second one I'll give him time to react, and then I'll give him time to react. See what he does, right? And then sometimes I'll let him control me, and then he punches me, I stick. So he gets to understand what he should have done. When someone punches from here, you stick. It looks like his punch is not successful for some reason, but the reason is because I'm controlling and sticking to that bridge, and then I'm killing the bridge. And then I strike. So there's a lot of things going on, and none of us are hurt. You get a bit red, right? We hit each other a bit, but that's fine. Conditioning, you're conditioning your grip is working. You're conditioning your grip. You get small hits, body punches. You're grabbing, you're pushing, you're pulling. It's making you stronger. It's conditioning you, but no one's getting hurt. So that's a different way to look at what we're doing. When you look at our clips, are you getting hurt? No, but it's fun, right? Because we're getting an ebb and flow and we're feeling each other's skill. And later you think about it, you ponder and think, oh, okay, he's always doing that. Why is that happening? And you might ask a question, why is that happening? Or we might even work it out. So that adds skill to you. So I hope that helps. That helps, gives people an ongoing view about what we're trying to do. So when we put more clips up, they can understand what's happening.